Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, I wanted to not do like an explanation, but I wanted to do kind of a reflection about why I left Twitter and why I think that as a whole, it's really not healthy for a lot of Muslims, especially. So, one of the many reasons that I left Twitter, I mean, I could, oh wow, a duck just took off behind me. As you can see, I'm, mashallah, my favorite place. This is Lake Finnewick. It's a great place to come. And so the major reason uh, I left is I think that I think in the beginning social media had a use. Unfortunately, what it is today, it's of no use. I think as for social media, we've really hit the ceiling, so to speak, on benefiting ourselves as Muslims. And what I mean is, there's so much happening on Muslim Twitter. There's the thing that really upset me when I left was they said that these pseudo so-called Salafis were saying that Imam Nawawi was was a kafir because he said something this or that. I don't even want to get into it. It was just so ridiculous. But that just really convinced me that something happens on Twitter, and then there's a discussion, and people say a lot of things that they shouldn't. People say a lot of things that haven't been even proven before. They just regurgitate whatever they hear, if it's sahih or not sahih, and it's out there in the so-called Twitter sphere. And people get affected by it, and people get misled by it, people get misguided by it, misinformed, misrepresented. And just when you think that it's calmed down, it just begins all over the next day. It just begins the next day, even worse. And even our prominent teachers and scholars and stuff like that, they're not even safe. You have these young people that are calling them out, and you made a mistake, so now whatever you say is invalid. We have to cancel you right now, and that's what we're living in, is the cancel culture. Um, and that in itself is just ridiculous. Um, so I really think that we've hit a wall. I really think that we can do better. I really think that we don't need Twitter. I really don't think that we need Facebook. I made I made my last Twitter post was something along the lines of this. I said, I remember a time when something would go on in my day, or I would learn something in my day, or something funny would happen at work, or I would come back from vacation and have a bunch of pictures and stuff like that. And we used to talk to our family. We used to say, hey, look at these pictures. Hey, I can make you another picture if you want, a duplicate. Here you go. This is our vacation to Aspen, Colorado. We went skiing, and hey, check these pictures out. Now we do the opposite. We share it with complete strangers, and we don't even talk to our families. I mean, we sit down at the dinner table and everybody has their electronics in front of them. Maybe we should have a rule in the house, a family rule that there's no electronics allowed at the dinner table. I don't know. That might be very, very helpful. Um, so yeah, I just remember a time where We would share the significant moments in our lives uh, with the people that we cared about. You know, we were teaching things that we learned in the day with our kids or with our parents or with our brothers and our sister, or um, going to the masjid and, you know, just like hanging out with the brothers, whatever. Now, due to COVID-19, but I mean, really, can we use COVID-19 as an excuse? To an extent, yes. Um, but really, I think mentally and emotionally, we've gone off the path big time. Um, it's we have a screen name, and I'm Abu so and so, and I have a picture of some weird anime character or something like that, and so that makes me that makes me a big man that I can say whatever I want online without any repercussions or consequences. And people know that. I mean, cowardly people know that. And they just, not only do they ruin themselves, but they ruin a lot of good potential brotherhood that could have happened had they just kept their mouth shut and listened and actually had some tact and some respect for your Muslim brother. But now it's just, you know, you type it and it sends, and then he sends something back and she sends something, and then 40 people gang up on you and say this and that. It's just it's madness, and I don't really see um, any use for it. I don't see how this is good for us at all. I mean, yeah, you might follow a sheikh, and he's teaching you something, but it's almost like, even though you follow people just to learn about Islam, you can't help but to see this depression, like these depressing, like kind of posts that you come across every day, and it's by people that you don't even follow, and you just read you know, it's a constant like, what? Oh my God, what? He's saying this and she's saying this. Oh my God, and this sister, you know, is talking about how she, you know, doesn't wear hijab anymore, and she's free and living her life as a, you know, whatever. And she's now in the club and she's dating people, and it's depressing. It really is not good on a day-to-day basis to read these type of feeds. So this is the main reason that I got off of Twitter, and I prefer this life. And I prefer to share my life with those that would want to come to my YouTube channel and actually learn something, to actually reflect on my reflections in the forest, and not just almost like be attacked. Not attacked like personally, but just to see all of this nonsense online on a day-to-day basis. You know, there's all type of good things that are off of social media. You know, my favorite podcast is Safina Society. Safina Society they're doing great work on their website. They're doing the ArcView scholarlyship program, like their podcast. Another lot of brothers that I love is the Mad Mamluks. They're doing an excellent job. They're talking about a lot of things which are that people don't want to really talk about, and sometimes they're taboo. But we live in 2021, and it is what it is, and so we need to talk about these certain issues. So they're doing a great job. If you really want to benefit yourself, like, why do we need to be on Twitter? Why do we need to be on Facebook? Why do we need to share our lives? Every single bit of information, you know, take pictures of what we eat, you know, where we go, take pictures of our wives with us, and like kids and everything. How is that life? How is that even important? And why should I share that with the world? I'm here with you one on one in the forest or by the lake, and it's because I want you to benefit. Inshallah, I hope something that I would say would benefit or cause you to leave social media or rethink your life and prioritize it with something that is better. You know, um, that's why I do what I do. And I joined Twitter for that specific reason. And now I see that it's ran its course. It's almost impossible to be healthy without just really getting down and just thinking, oh my God, what's happening to the ummah? What's happening to Muslims? They're just going down and down and down, and the cowardice with people, what they say behind screens. So that's really all I have to say. Um, Again, I really hope, you know, and I say all of this because I was raised in a different time. You know, growing up in my teens, we didn't have internet. We didn't even have internet. It was, like social media. No, we didn't have any of that stuff. So we were forced, and we enjoyed interacting with real people in real life. You know, this is your screen name right here. It used to be your screen name. Screen name, your face, your body. What you say had a consequence back then. You didn't talk crazy to people. Um, we discussed ideas with each other, and sometimes it got heated. But when you're in front of somebody, you talk to them a whole lot differently than how you do on behind a keyboard, right? And so I think a lot of youth have really, and not everybody, but I think a lot of youth have lost that. They just think that, hey, I have an opinion and I'm going to put it out there. And if you can't deal with me being rude, then forget you. And you're this, you're fragile, and you're this and you're that. And I have an opinion. Hey, everybody listen to me. I have an opinion. Okay, mashallah, you have an opinion, but can you not put it forth in a respectful way? My goodness, I have seen Shayukh get mowed down, assassinated verbally on Twitter. Assassinated, the character. And I just think this would never happen back in the day. They would never have the courage to say these things in front of another person. And with all of these anonymous names, and they're saying this and misguiding people, and there's all kinds of misrepresentation out there. Oh my God, just endless. Some people are liking their comments, these anonymous people, and their information hasn't even been verified. They themselves haven't even been verified. Nobody knows who they are, and nobody will know who they are, and nobody knows where they studied or who they studied under, if they even studied at all formally. And people get wrapped up in it. This is my group. I'm going to support this group. I'm going to get behind this guy. This is Abu this and Abu that, and I'm going to get behind him because he's my guy. And it's just like, it's beyond ridiculous. Like I said, we've hit the ceiling, and we can't do anything except get worse and create this divide amongst each other. This is the reason why I believe that podcasts are way more healthier, or YouTube channels are way more healthier, because you know my name, you see my face. I have nothing to hide. I'm out here trying to give a message. And I know that I can't talk crazy to everybody. I don't want to talk crazy to anybody. I rather have, and I can't tell you, the last thing that I'm going to say, I'm off Twitter for two weeks now. And I'll tell you what, my goodness, my peace of mind is through the roof. I feel day to day, because I'm not exposing myself to the nonsense on Twitter, the crazy comments and crazy information and crazy misrepresentation of this and that. I don't see it anymore. And it's a great, great feeling. I can't tell you how much stress has been lifted from my life. Now I go after the information that I want to go after. If I want to know something, I'll go to the sheikh. I'll go to the podcast. If I want some entertainment or want to learn something, or I'll type it up. What is tawassul, and what is istighatha, and what's the opinion about this? What's the opinion about that? I'll ask my sheikh. I'll ask my teacher. But when you take it to Twitter, you open up just a whole huge package of nothing, of just nonsense, of filth, of filthy mouthed people with dark hearts. And so I can't tell you. I'm not saying everybody to get off Twitter, but it is really, really, consider it at least. Consider it, inshallah. So that's all I have to say. I hope everybody's doing good, and I hope everybody is in khair and in good health, and your families are well. And I hope everybody has an excellent Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you abundantly, forgive you and forgive me, and make this Ramadan an excellent Ramadan. And by the way, the last thing I want to say, I have a Discord server where we have a Ramadan program going on. We have live recital of the Quran. We have reading from Al-Adab al-Mufrad on Sundays. There will be awrad almost every day in my server, Dar al-Madina, and our partner server, Razavia. So it would really benefit you, inshallah, especially in this COVID. You don't have a lot of places to go. Maybe a lot of masjids are not open, but we are providing something. And what I just mentioned is just like the tip of the iceberg. We have so much. We have like a whole program, a whole schedule that's on our server right now. So join Discord server and type Dar al-Madina, and you'll find my server. And when you find my server, you'll find Razavia server as well. So Ramadan Mubarak from me and my family to you and your family. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Enjoy.